Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 9 of the CTC Wanted Goons Cup Series. Tonight, we're at the Charlotte Roval for the Wanted at the Roval, presented by Wanted Goons. Thanks to Brian Martin for sponsoring tonight's race. 54 laps around the Roval. We got a chance of a caution throughout, and a lot of points situations going into tonight's race. A lot of drivers trying to make their way into the chase. Qualifying about to get underway. We'll see who can start at the front of this very tracked, position-dependent race. But going into tonight, your points leader, Garrett Wolfenbarger, by 40 points over Blake Giglio, so he's got about a full race points worth lead. And then on the cut line, you got Dalton Hayes, 1 point over Garrett Warren for the final spot in the chase. So those two especially are going to be a big talking point tonight. But there's a whole list of drivers above and below the 12-man cut line that we're going to be looking at throughout tonight, as this is our final, I would say, normal skill-based racetrack before we move on to Talladega for the cutoff race next week. So you got to get points tonight if you need points, because next week is a gamble. You could either come out in the playoffs, or you could come out way below and wreck out early on. So I think you're going to see drivers be fairly easy tonight. If they're in the playoffs, they're going to try to just get a safe day. And for anybody below that cut line, you're going to see a lot of aggression trying to get every point that they can. Nolan Walker on your screen right now. I'm going to take his first qualifying lap. These guys have 10 minutes to set 2 laps. Fastest in practice was the 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger. You see him right there. An OG Gear Chevy. He hasn't started his lap yet. Nolan Walker is going to be the first to start his lap. About a minute and 20 to a minute 25 lap times tonight, so 54 laps, minute and 20. This race should be just a bit over an hour. But Nolan Walker this week, there's a lot of discussion by him about how he was not confident in this racetrack. He was having trouble figuring out where to get speed, and well, he was pretty fast in practice before qualifying, so might have figured out the speed in that 77 car, and we'll see if he can get a starting spot tonight. Through that second to last chicane, pretty clean through there. Looks like a pretty decent lap so far for the 77. Who else we got out here? Montrose in the 1. He's had a pretty good season. He's sitting 14th in points right now. He's got to have a good night tonight. He wants a chance of getting in that chase, but he's well within striking distance. Patrick O'Keefe goes to the top of the board as we start getting lap times in. 123.1 for O'Keefe. Montrose very loose there. He begins lap 2. Lap 1 did not count for the 1 car. O'Keefe still on top of the board. Holmes goes to second in the 57. Obviously, it is the month of October, so you're going to see a lot of pink paint schemes out here tonight for breast cancer awareness. Appreciate everybody doing that. Wolfenbarger to the top of the board, 22.5. First car to dip into the 22s. Aiden Lowell's first lap at 128. Definitely not what I was expecting from him on lap 1. I think this is one of those cars that could take the pole, so see if he can find that speed I know he has here on lap 2. Like a pretty good lap here for Hayden. Nolan Walker goes faster on lap 2. He's 123.3 for that 77. He's up in third right now. As Lowell comes through the final chicane. Don't cut it too much. Good. Look pretty good right there. And he's going to come across the line for a 122.56. So just a hair slower than the 32. 32 about to cross the line for his lap 2. And it's not going to be faster there. So 122.5 going to stand for that 32 team. See who else we got out there. The 16 of Giglio and the crew tractor. Number 16. Just got Toll Owen in that pink 09. It's a good looking race car. No points tonight. We'll have it next week for the cutoff race, but no points graphic as of right now. I apologize for that. It's a bit harder to do live points with stages, so see if we get anything more. Toll Owen, a good lap there, 123.0. Bradley Wilson quickly jumps him and goes to third, 122.8. Got 3.5 minutes left. Giglio across the line for the checkered on lap 1, 122.57. That'll be good enough for third. Very close there for the pole, within 400ths. Just over 4. And, see if Blake can improve here on lap 2. Lap 2 usually is a little bit slower. Tires get a little hot toward the end of the lap, and that's definitely not going to help. So Giglio going to have to stand on the 58. If we got any more cars out here. Hunter Eustace, you have to put in a lap. They might have time to put in one lap here if he gets out there quick. This is the only car on track right now, I think. Yeah, the only car attempting to set a lap, at least. We're going to have a quick lag spike here as I have to plug in a USB device. Classic iRacing. Alright, we're back. Right on board with this 29 here. Maybe trying to get the tires warmed up here when it comes to the flyer. Oh, maybe not. Maybe just testing out steering. Alright, not going to put in a lap for the 29. So, that's going to do it for qualifying. No other cars on track. Okay, let's get a word with our pole sitter here. Hey, Garrett, it's Lucas. Hey man, well, starting on the pole tonight, nobody else out there making a lap, so 22.5. Feel good about that? You feel good about starting on the pole? Oh, sick. Uh, Windows loves me. Okay, yeah, you're live now. Awesome stuff. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Car felt great. Messed up the quality lap a little bit, but still, able to get the pulse. That's good. Um, Knew we were gonna be up there running for it, so glad to not mess the lap up too bad and be up here at the front to start.
Absolutely, man. Good luck tonight. Hopefully, we're talking to you at the end.
Yep, thank you.
Oh man, Windows. I'll just load in one day and it just changes my audio device. It loves to do that to me. And you'd think by this point I would just verify it beforehand, but been a long season. All right, good things going here. All right, apologize for that. Had to get penalties handed out. A lot of naughty drivers after last week at the Oval. Okay. These guys will not stop asking me for things. Okay, here we go. Go through the grid really quick before we get underway. Garrett Wolfberger starting on the pole. Hayden Lowell starting in second. Blake Giglio starting in third. Bradley Wilson starting in fourth. Total Owens starting in fifth. Patrick O'Keefe in sixth. Nolan Walker in seventh. Casey Graves starting 8th, Ronnie Holmes in 9th, Brantley Bryan 10th, Ian Montrose 11th, Kenny Frisbee 12th, Jamal Collins 13th, Kobe Stidham 14th. Davis Greenwell 15th, Wyatt McComb 16th, Jesse Jones 17th, Nick Cooper 18th, Dalton Hayes going to start from the back in 20th, Cliff Mullins 21st, Ryan File going to start in the back, Brian Jackson 23rd, Dennis Spence 24th, Daniel Llewellyn 25th, Matthew Blackley 26th, Garrett Warren 27th, Jacob Peterson 28th, Hunter Eustace 29th, and Jeremy Scherer at 30th. Okay. "30 cars, 54 laps. Pace car is off. Screen is going to come out halfway through the chicane. So this is going to be interesting. There it is, green flag in the air. Into turn 1 clean so far for the top 10. Side by side for the lead. Little contact there between the 32 and 56. Dive bomb from the 56 into the hairpin. It's going to move the 32 up the racetrack. Oh, the 32 will round off the final chicane. And he is going to get left front damage from that. Crazy ending to the first lap. I was about to call out that those two were going to be first and second, but the 32 car just got a little upset going over that bump. And he has got quite a bit of damage. Let's back it up and see what it looks like. So coming to the final chicane here, OG gear replay, all over the back bump of the 56, and the car just shifts to the right. I don't think he really did much wrong there. Just the way the next gen is built, I guess. Tough break there. Just giving it his all to try to get around that 56 again, and that's too much, I guess, of the car on cold tires. Haydenwall out to a 1.2 second lead over Bradley Wilson. Bradley about a half second over Patrick O'Keefe. And then another second back to Blake Giglio in fourth. And then Nolan Walker rounding out your top 5. He's about 2 seconds back from the 16. Nolan got a train of cars behind him. Oh, one of Casey Graves right there on his back bumper. Wolfenbarger going to come down pit road here, assuming going to try to fix some of this damage. See how much it is. Dennis Menz, I'm not sure if his paint scheme is not loading or if he doesn't have one. But Dennis, I'm sorry if your paint scheme hasn't loaded. Second week in a row trading paints has not been working for me. Most of the cars I think have loaded in this time. First stage, 13 laps in length. We are working lap 3 right now. Looks like this battle for third heating up. Giglio on the back bumper of the 71. 32 did not get a meatball from that. He's coming back out on the racetrack. He's gone 1 lap down. He fixed about a minute of damage there. And the car still does not look very good. I think he's got a lot of wheel damage. Gonna be hoping for a pretty early on yellow. 18 looks like he has had an issue. Kenny Frisbee there. Take a look. Oh, Drew, I think that's turn 6. And he gets in the tires. A little upset. Apparently Bryant looks like he's going to move the spot to Casey Graves there, I think. Casey was there on the back bump of the 77, but Nolan has since driven away from that 01. 77 seems to be driving a little bit better. Got a handle on that thing. Well, in terms of the leaders, Bradley Wilson seems to be reeling in this. 56 for the lead. The 56 goes wide right there. Not sure if that's intentional. You go outside like that, you get a little off camber action and get a little negative banking, so it's not great for driving on, but might help just getting that wide entry on that double apex corner. Almost forgot to put up our track map here. Allow everybody to see where all the drivers are there, so positions up there as the numbers. Obviously we're looking at the leader right now heading into the chicane. See what happened to Daniel Llewellyn here heading into the final chicane. Car goes over the curbs and flips over, and he gets stuck on his lid. So he's gonna have to tow that thing. Well, it's a tough break there. Tough break. Giglio still in the back bump with the 71. '51 still closing in on the 56 for the lead. Llewellyn just called out over the radio, actually received no damage for that flip. It just flipped the car over. So, tow truck brought him back to pit road, and he's back on the racetrack now. Only went 1 lap down. That is a quick pit crew and tow. So tonight we have a 40% chance of a caution in the first stage. We have a 40% chance in the second stage, and a 20% chance in the final stage of a caution. So, I don't know, if somebody else wants to run the numbers on our chance of a caution through the whole race there, but I'd say there's a decent chance we get at least 1 yellow tonight. Everybody was really clean there on the first few I mean, up to this point, everybody's been pretty clean, so we didn't get any cautions for cause or anything of that sort, so it's good to see all the clean racing going on. Had a pretty good race last week at Charlotte. Had a few cautions there halfway, about a little past halfway through the race, but for the most part, thought it was pretty good. Now we're back here for the Roval. Giglio trying to get around for this final podium spot, but now he's going to look into turn 5. And get it done there. This track pretty tough to pass at. What he's probably going to have to do is he's going to have to try to stay close heading into this hairpin and just throw an absolute dive bomb in there and try to take the spot away that way. It's the only way I can see it happening at this moment. It could prove me wrong. Dennis Benz working over Brantley Bryant here, not going to get the move done there through the hairpin. Back up to these two, still nothing going on right now. Colin Walker's actually reeled them in. Now it is a 6-second gap from the leader to third. So the top two have driven away from everybody. These road courses really bring out the separation in the field. You got those guys that are road course ringers, they know what they're doing. You got the guys that can run pretty good at road courses, but may not be, obviously, up there at the front. And then you got the guys that are just trying to survive. And when you put them all on the racetrack together, it ends up really spreading everybody out. Oh, big moment there for Hayden. It's a really scary moment to do in a next-gen car. Now he gets the grass there. He is driving that thing hard to try to stay ahead of that 51. Jacob Peterson had an issue here. Let's take a look. Oh, just got loose off turn 1. Oh man, hard contact there in the inside wall. That's probably gonna be a decent repair. It's not a meatball, it looks like, but still, it's gonna make that car drive terribly. Dennis Menz just got around Brantley Bryant. Ian Montrose looking to get around that 52 as well. The 52's got damage. Take a look. Oh, wow, he got airtime. Let's back it up again. Into the backstretch chicane, and the car, I don't know if the 34 just didn't give him room or what. Looks like just kind of a dive bomb from the 34. We're going to lose him in the Jumbotron here, but yeah, wasn't really given room by the 34, and then just ramped over those curves. That is going to give some pretty heavy front-end damage to this 52 now, so that's 2 wanted Goons cars. But substantial. I think both of them have left front damage. Hang on, let's check in on the 32 here. Yeah, so left front as well for the 32. I think his damage is some of the worst in the field. And he is out here just surviving. His lap times are not looking good. And, I mean, that's not because he's slow or anything. His car is just in terrible condition. He's just hoping that a yellow is going to come out here. Probably a few yellows. He's probably going to need all the yellows he can get to fix this car. And get 1 lap back. But right now, we still got 28 cars on the racetrack. It looks like we had 2 cars that did not grid for this race that were in the session, so it does surprise me. Kenny Frisbee, looks like he went 3 laps down fixing damage, but it looks like the car is fully fixed, so he's going to be back out here 3 laps down, and definitely hoping some people wreck out ahead of him and he can get some spots. For the lead, it's close. 51, all over the back bumper of this 56. Lap 10 in stage 1, end of the race. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. Lap 10. We got 4 to go in stage 1. For the 3rd spot, O'Keefe's still ahead of this 16. I think the 16 is faster. He's just having trouble passing. Now into turn 1, he gives it a look. Can't get it done there. So far, he might still be there. Nope. 71 going to be clear again. And honestly, I think the 16 is going to start running out of patience. If he can keep it close here into the hairpin, he'll have a chance at a dive bomb, but he lost some time right there. He is going to be close. Just got to send it in. And O'Keefe blocks. He's going to try to get a wide exit. Nothing doing there. So Blake's still going to try to charge her on the 71. That shows just how hard it is to pass this week at the Roval. Like the 08 might have just had an issue again. To the final chicane. And it got him again. This time not any contact, but he'll lose some spots there. Oh, Giglio might have him here. Side by side, heading into turn 3. 16 pulls ahead. Still there at the quarter panel of the 71. And they are still side by side right here. The 71 able to throw a slider basically into turn 5 and take that spot back. And this is starting to involve more cars now. The 77 and the 01 have caught these two. And the 57 as well is about to catch them. So this is about to become a log jam. 71 is just ever so slightly slower than them. He's plenty fast. He's doing a great job. Solid top 5 car, but the 16 I think is noticeably faster, but just has nowhere to go. Or is not doing a great job at passing. Might be a little bit of both. For the lead, these two are still right there together. And we just took the white flag in stage 1. Like Nick Cooper gets around Kobe Stidham, those two both on true speed right there. A little bit of teamwork going on. Kobe just a part-time driver. Nick definitely well within the championship conversation. Been a really good season for him up to this point. He's 9th in the standings. I don't think that shows just how well he's done. He starts at the back every race on purpose and has still managed to get 9th in points. And I have a feeling even if he makes the chase, he'll continue to start in the back. Just because it's fun for him. I mean, he does it every race no matter what. 32, Wolfmarger just came down. He also picked up, I think, a speeding penalty here, so just bad night goes worse. And I mentioned it at the top of the show, he's got a 40-point lead on the 16 of Giglio heading into tonight's race, so 16, if he can get a good point stay here, is Hayden Lowell going to win stage 1. Bradley Wilson second, O'Keefe crosses for third, and we'll bring up the rest of our results once the top 10 all cross. Going to be a little bit until that point, though. It's like a battle for 9th as they come across the line. Brantley Brandt going to pick up the final stage point. And there you go, stage results up on your screen in just a moment. As soon as it wants to decide to do it, there we go. Hayden Lowell wins the stage. Wilson in second. There you go, the rest of them right there in order. And Brantley luckily comes home with an extra point he almost shouldn't have had as the 09 was about to cross for that 10th spot. Stage 2, 14 laps in length. 32, not joining the racetrack again. I think he's either going to just try to fix all the damage or he's going to pull it behind the wall and into the garage. The car is pretty torn up. And he's got a big points buffer, so we'll see if he decides to deal with it. So, 71 had quite a few blinks there. He disappeared for almost a full lap and decided to give up the positions because of that. He was completely disappeared at one point there. Let somebody let him know. Lucky that iRacing didn't send him back to the pits. As there you go, you get a glimpse at Giglio's ridiculous line there. A lot of drivers have mentioned this already this race. Giglio takes advantage of iRacing's grip model, and I have to say, Blake he did not come up with this himself. There's somebody else in this field that is aware of this and will probably use it at some point. Yeah, 1.2 seconds ahead of Walker. About a half second between all these cars behind him. Look farther back. Yeah, Bradley Bryan still trying to hold off these cars for that 10th spot. At 52, he's got a lot of damage. I'm surprised he's holding on to 10th as well as he is. Cliff Mullins, he's in desperate need of points. Had a bad week last week at Charlotte Oval, and he knew coming into tonight it wasn't going to be his strongest racetrack, so holding on. He's alright. He's doing alright. He's in 19th right now. But going to need a miracle next week at Talladega, I think. If anybody wants an idea of the points, I can post the link here in the YouTube chat. So there you go. If you want to take a look at our current point situation entering tonight's race, obviously not live as we stand, but before the green flag drop tonight, there you go. Like we had an issue right here. Let's back it up. Oh, jeez. Oh! 34. Got a piece of the 18 there as he was trying to let him by. And then almost lost it. Oh, the 55 right there as we're got the 18. He goes around. See what happened to the 55 here. And into the backstretch chicane, the car just goes around, and he doesn't hit anything, so he'll be alright. Just got to spin that thing back around and keep it going. Also check out the 08 here. Jacob Peterson goes wide entering turn 1 and grabs the wall and exit. And one more. Bradley Wilson, second place here in turn 1. And he gets the wall. Not too bad. Looks like the car's alright, but it is going to be a 2X. So, made decent enough contact to trigger a 2X contact with the wall. Still tight racing going on here. From 4th back to 7th. Giglio has started to step away from these guys, but not really. So I would say it's third back to seventh, to be honest. Lap 18. Cross for lap 19. Hayden Lowell. Take a look. I think he's led every lap so far. He has. It's 56. Ran a lot of practice laps leading up to this race. He's got a pretty good handle on this thing. He's always been pretty good at this track as well. But tonight, it's just going to be really important to stay consistent. And we're not even close to halfway yet, so I don't want to count anybody locked into a win or count anybody out of this thing, but tires are going to matter. It's going to be a one-stop race as well, so depending on what you pit, you could gain an advantage. You can go about 35 to 37 laps on a tank of gas, so it's definitely a one-stop. Honestly, we're getting about to the point where you can make it to the end of the race if you pit now, so we might start seeing pit stops from people farther up the running order, and oh man, the 51 pretty hot into the final chicane there, the extra chicane, I'm sorry, and hopped that curve a little bit. And that lost him a big chunk of time to the 56. Trying to board with Giglio here, see if he does the grass line here into the final chicane. Yep. That just allows you to get a wider arc into the corner. Not sure how much of an advantage that gives him. Obviously, I mean, he's running third right now, and the cars that aren't doing it are right behind him, so who knows, but as far as I'm concerned or aware, it's legal. All it does is give you an off-track in iRacing. It doesn't give you a slowdown penalty or anything like that, so obviously with incidents not counting, getting an off-track is not going to hurt at all. It's kind of the same deal as running wide at Watkins Glen. It's mostly on iRacing for allowing that much grip to be had in the grass. Obviously, I know it's turf, but for some reason it has just as much grip as the pavement, so. Oh, the 20 of Greenlaw, he's around in the final chicane. See how this one happened. Through the final corner, car steps out, and he makes the wise decision of correcting back to the left, not into the other cars behind him. And he's going to come off with a clean race car. But that is going to drop him back to 16th. Davis coming into tonight's race 11th in points. So he is on the hot seat. He would love to have a better night than he is right now, I'm sure. 16th, definitely not bad at all. But he's outside of stage points. And there are quite a few drivers, chase eligible drivers, ahead of him right now. So. Seven to go in stage 2. No cautions so far. Nothing even really close to causing a yellow up to this point. Been one of the cleanest races we've had all season, to be honest. Bradley Wilson continuing to fall off of this 56. Looks like Wolfenbarger has rejoined the racetrack, 7 laps down, was able to fix the car. Casey Graves showing pretty good speed. He's just holding steady right behind the 16 car. Back it up here. We had a battle going into the hairpin. 71 got into the left rear of the 77. They both keep it going. And the 71 is going to pick up the 5th spot from that contact. '77 all over the back bumper. This 71. Went wide right there. Contact 32, 24. 32 is obviously many laps down, so it's not a battle for position. Alright, we got 5 to go in stage 2. Let's go to a crank it up. And I couldn't have timed it better myself. The caution is out. So there is the random yellow, or one of them that we talked about. So that is going to bunch the field back up. Got 15 cars on the lead lap. Alright, so we're going to be pit next time by. I'm sure we're going to see pretty much... Well, we're definitely going to see all the lead lap cars come down. The question is... who takes 2 tires and short fuels and all that business? It's going to be very interesting to see who can win the race off pit road. But that is going to complete stage 2. Alright, who comes down pit road? It's going to be everybody, I'm sure. Gonna have cars staying out to get a wave around here, that's about it. Right sides go up for the 56. I think it's going to be pretty cut and dry here. It's going to be a tall ask to ask any tire to make it 54 laps. And the 56 does win the race off pit road, followed by the 51, 01, 16, and 77. These guys are going to go ahead and get their wave rounds here. We got about 6 people waving around. Alright, gonna be coming to the green this time. I think those wave rounds will have mostly caught the field by the time we take the green. I don't think they're going to be quite there, but they're going to get most of that lap back. For everybody's sake, I don't want to run one more pace lap to get 6 people another 10 or 15 seconds caught up, so they got quite a bit of time back. It would have been a full lap down, now they're only going to be at 10 seconds back, so. Actually, I think they caught up, so there you go. Everybody's caught up. We are good to go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of Hayden Lowell. And green flag back in the air. And we are wrecking off the final chicane. No, they saved it. Good job, everybody. Huge wreck in turn 1. Looks like everybody got going again. Battle for the lead, Bradley Wilson. He was happy to see that yellow, I'm sure. He's able to catch up to the 56 again. Looks like Davis Greenwell just missed the chicane. For the car, looks like Frisbee locked up in the background there. Across the line, Hayden Lowell going to lead that lap. Oh, Casey Graves around off the final chicane. Back it up and see what happened to Casey. So heading into the final chicane here, just gets in a little deep. And the car just whips around on him on cold tires. He gets pretty heavy left front contact. Loses him time and definitely hurts his car. Definitely not as bad contact as the 32 had. Oh, Peterson off track right here. Saved it. Blake Giglio, he was able to catch up to these two, and now he's in the battle for the lead. So prior to the yellow, he was about 10 or 15 seconds back from these top two, and now he's well within striking distance. We'll see if he can make it work. Got to run on the 51 into the final chicane, not going to use it. Oh no, Bradley Wilson had an issue in the chicane, and he's going to lose some spots. So that final chicane is really causing problems. And if we back it up right here, you can see he just catches this exit wrong. The car bounces all over the place, and he ends up spinning out off of that corner. Luckily, no damage, but he will take some damage in terms of positions, and he falls back to 7th. Got plenty of time to make spots up. Got 25 laps to go, so I'm sure we'll see him back up there in the top 5 very soon. 57 to Ronnie Holmes. He's in this 4th spot right now. And Ronnie, no offense to him, but I did not see him running really strong here tonight at the Roval, but he has proved me wrong. And he is having a really strong race so far. He's 6th in points leading into this race, and he's proven why right now. He's running solidly inside the top 5. And we have lost Bradley Wilson. He's no longer on the racetrack. I couldn't tell you what happened to him. There's no reported incident for him at all. I have to wonder if this is a connection issue. Dalton Hayes just picked up a black flag. It's like exiting pit road. So he made a pit stop under green here. I think he took the way around, so just trying to make his fuel stop and ended up maybe speeding or getting an unsafe exit, I'm not sure. Ronnie Holmes trying to hold off this 34 Dennis Menz. Big send into the hairpin. And he should have that spot off turn 2. Having the inside lane on the oval is very important. And yes, Dennis Menz up into the 4th spot. Casey Graves running into more trouble here. This time in the hairpin, it looks like. Let's back it up and see what happens. And into the hairpin. Brantley Bryant gets into the left rear of the 01. Go on board with Brantley. Yeah, maybe didn't cut the corner as much as the 01 expected. Second half of this race is definitely not going in the favor of the 01 car. Going on really strong before the caution came out, and now he finds himself back at 14th. For third, leaders are 5 seconds apart now, so Giglio, I think, has had a problem. Back it up and see what happened now. He is trying to defend at the third back to, looks like 5th. All right behind him, trying to take the spot. So, alright, let's take a look and see what happened to Blake. Final chicane, big surprise. Oh, his grass line got him there. It's pretty tough to do that cleanly, and that time it got him. The transition just too rough. It spins the car out. So that opens up a 5-second gap from the 56 to the 16, and now puts the 16 in trouble of losing more positions than just maybe second. Menz gets around the 71, a big send into the final chicane. Now there's contact off of that corner. Guy's battling hard. Now we got a lap car, 32 Wolfenbarger. That's a fast lap car. He's 7 laps down. Started on the pole for this race. Dennis Menz up inside the top 3 now. Hoping for a podium finish, and now he overdrives the hairpin and opens the door for the 71 to take this spot away. door to door into the backstretch chicane. The 34 gets a big piece of the curbing. 71 very loose there and gonna have to concede the spot. 34 did a little bit better job exiting that chicane and to hold on to this. That has allowed the 16 to drive away once again and put himself in a comfortable position to hold on to that second spot. And it's going to be 20 laps to go right there. $18 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Scherer is the only one that hasn't come down pit road yet this race, so he's going to have to make that pit stop at some point soon, probably in the next 3 or 4 laps. Davis Greenwell, he is still on pit road. Davis had problems a couple of laps ago. Let's take a look at it into turn 1. Completely overdrove the entry on the outside of another car, and tough break there for him. Back it up one more time. Just trying to get around the 47. He's probably just not used to entering that wide, and that got him. And ended up just towing it. So see if he gets back out on the racetrack, but a lot of points lost right there on that mistake. Aiden gonna lap the 23 of Llewellyn. Ben starting to drive away from the 71. But the 71 and 57, these two teammates still pretty close to each other here for this 4th spot. 71, no stranger to winning on these road courses. He won Watkins Glen back in Season 7 here in the Cup Series. Watkins Glen a little bit different than the Roval, but that skill does transfer, and it has. Running solidly in the top 5. Dennis Menz, we saw him running really well earlier this season at Sonoma. Some late problems ended up taking away a lot of spots for him, but overall, the 34 had almost winning speed back at that Sonoma race, so not surprised to see him running inside the top 3 here tonight. Obviously, Blake Giglio was our Sonoma winner, so no surprise he is 2nd right now. And Hayden Lowell led most of that Sonoma race, so again, I feel like I said that a lot just now. No surprise he's leading the race. A few surprises I do have right now is this 81. Running really well inside the top 10. Showing a lot of speed tonight, so Ryan File doing a great job. He's running that grass line. Noah Walker as well. Not somebody I would think of as a road course ringer, but again, inside the top 10, doing a great job. And Kobe Sidham, part-time in that 36. I think this is maybe his 3rd race of the season, and obviously running 10th, so there, but he might lose this spot to Nick Cooper. Nick seems to be just a little bit faster right now. Nick definitely lost out big time. Lost a lot of time on that restart with that track blocker. And actually, that reminds me, I don't think we looked at how that started. So let's back it up really quick and take a look at that restart and see how that track blocker started. So rewinding, going back in time, back to lap 28 here. Let's see what happened here. So Nick was actually the one that starts this track blocker, and somehow it looks like nobody hit him. Back it up one more time, check it out from the tower camera. Just got loose entering turn 1. 34 got a piece of him. But everybody else pretty much gets by. The 18 of Frisbee checks up. 91 of Scherer somehow doesn't get a hit. Shoot, very scary moment. Let's back it up one more time. Yeesh. Very scary moment there, but everybody doing a pretty good job not making it worse. Garrett Warren holding off quite a few hard-charging cars right here. Dennis Menz in 7th. So when we were looking back at replays, Dennis lost all the spots I was praising him for having. And let's see how it happened. So, final chicane, and oh man, the car just goes around on him. 57 and Ronnie Holmes has to make evasive action. And Dennis rejoins, obviously, in that 7th spot, so. Tough break for him there. Tough break. Aid Lowell. Gonna take lap 39. It's gonna be 16 to go. With a 6-second lead over Blake Giglio. Giglio with just under 5 seconds over the 71 of O'Keefe. And O'Keefe, after that 34 going around, has stretched the lead over the 57 out to 3.5 seconds. Ian Montrose up inside this top 5 now. So speaking of surprises, Ian, I mean, he's a pretty good road course driver. I would say he's better in normal road course cars, like sports cars and prototypes and stuff, but he's showing his road course speed tonight in this next-gen car. And I'll tell you what, running 5th in this field is no easy task. Obviously, there's been a lot of people having issues tonight. It's been a tough race, but it's not because these guys are bad at driving or anything. It's because this car is just so hard to get around this racetrack. It's so unstable. It bounces all over the place. These tires are just unhappy at all times. Ben's trying to get 6th place away from Garrett Warren here. He will into that chicane, maybe! He gets really loose entering the corner. Now the 04 got loose off of the chicane, and he might lose another spot to Ryan Feil. Nolan Walker also getting around that 04, so a bad stretch of corners for the 04 Garrett Warren. And he's going to go from 6th to 9th. Oh! Feil loose off the hairpin. Nolan Walker kind of had to avoid him there. Can't get out of that clean. Dennis Menz has really driven away from these guys already. A lot of speed in that 34. And honestly, I'd like to see what he could do if he was able to re-rack him and get up there with those leaders. I think it's worth mentioning, although it's very low chance, 20% chance, we could have a yellow in this final stage. 20% chance, not a very high odds of it happening, but it's still there. It still could happen. Looks like might have just, yeah, we just had a pass for position right here in 22nd. These two are both 4 laps down. The 29 looks like may have had an issue and been on pit road for 4 minutes. So let's see if we can find what happened to this 29 car back on lap 37. Hit the bump at turn 1 and the car goes around. Oh, and Dalton Hayes, nowhere to go, got into his left front, and that's going to do it for the 29 there. pretty heavy left front damage. Halo 9 seconds over Giglio. Giglio 3.5 seconds over O'Keefe. And we're going to switch to intervals here so you can see just how far apart everybody is. Kind of a F1 style scoring here. So that is how far behind each car is from the car in front. Closest battle on track is going to be 7th and 8th, about 0.6 apart. Check in on Hayden Lowell. Let's ride on board with him for a lap and see what a lap around the Roval is like from start to finish. So here we go. Cross the line. On go. There is the lap around the Charlotte Roval on board with Hayden Lowell. He made that look easy, to be honest. But it is far from easy. Alright, Ryan Feil, Dennis Menz. Ryan Feil going to get back around Dennis. And now Dennis goes way wide into the chicane. Going to completely miss it. And that's going to be a huge slowdown penalty. Alright, so that's going to drop Dennis down to the 10th spot. And Ryan Feil back up to 7th. Nolan Walker trying to defend all these guys and hold on to 6th. And we're back to gap on the ticker. And Hayden Lowell across the line. 10 laps to go here at the Roval. But Llewellyn, another lap down to 5 laps down for this 23 car. Daniel says, "Thank you for the less laps I have to run." That's pretty funny. Daniel, I'm surprised he's still out here. He was saying he wanted to start and park and all this because he couldn't make laps. He's made it 40 laps here. He's doing a good job. Proud of him. You need the promoter's caution, Brian? Alright. And let me just turn the percentage of the yellow up to 99%. Check in on some people we haven't looked at tonight. 41 of Matthew Blackley, running here in the 14th spot, having a solid night. He's well outside of championship or chase contention, but still running a great race. Inside the top 15. Cliff, since we checked in on him, he's up inside the top 15 now. So doing a pretty good job. Better point situation than he was in. I do want to see if I can find out what happened to Bradley Wilson here. So, yeah. Confirms it right down here. If you can see that, Bradley Wilson connection dropped due to upload packet loss. So, Bradley lost connection while running in the second position. That is a heartbreaker. Matthew Blackley had an issue here in the final chicane. Let's check it out. Big send, big send. Oh, luckily the 52 saw it coming and just drove through the chicane and not get cleaned out. That could have been bad. Oh, Jacob Peterson around off the hairpin. He was trying to get it gassed up on the oval there. He saved it. Oh, maybe not. All right. Gather it up, man. He goes a lap down there as Hayden Lowe goes by. Hayden gonna take 7 to go this time. 10-second lead over Giglio. That promoter's caution will be really nice right about now, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, looking at chat again. Sorry, I've been really bad about responding tonight, but that final chicane has been really bad. It's taken out some, honestly, win contenders. And turn 1, the backstretch chicane, the hairpin. I mean, half of this track is just a coin toss on if you'll make it through there if you're not being super easy. See what happened here. 81 into the final chicane. Just got a 1X there, so not sure. These guys are having discourse about something. Might be a little bit farther ahead. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what they were talking about. Let's take a look here. 23, it's the 23. That's amazing. All right. 23 went around in front, and 81 was able to avoid him. It's been a long night. It's been a long day. I'm sure a lot of these guys out here tonight are ready for this thing to be over. A little bit longer road course races this season than previous years. And it turned into endurance races, really. I mean, it is tough to run this long at a track like this. And it's only half length of the real life race. I think Cooper ran down the 04 Garrett Warren, see if he can make this pass for 8th. And if he can do that, only another half second up to the 81 just in front of these two. This is the closest battle on track, and it's a three-way battle. 5 laps to go here at the Charlotte Roval. Oh, the 04 gets to the inside of the 81. 35 had to check up. .50 laps complete and 4 laps to go here at the Roval. Got roughly 4.5 minutes left in this race. Dalton Hayes might have just had an issue. Maybe not. Jacob Peterson, sorry. Different car. He is stuck on the old. He is fog machined to the turn 8 here. Oh, barely missed contact with a 71, and he just starts doing a burnout here trying to get the car going. Scary moment, I'm sure, for everybody trying to get through this. And finally able to get the car straight again. '81 was able to drive away from the 04 here. The 04 still trying to defend this 35. and he is going to let him go here. So he sees the what could happen. He's just going to let Nick Cooper go. Hayden Lowell takes the 2 to go here at the Roval. And he is pretty much set sail here. This is the last lap where we could possibly have a caution. Obviously, once you take the white flag, there's no way you can get another yellow, so... Hayden can do this. If he can finish this thing out, which he's got a good chance of doing, he will have led all but 2 laps out here tonight at the Roval. So I think the only lap he didn't, or the only 2 laps he didn't lead were just under the caution during pit cycles. The final chicane, looks like Matthew Blackley just ahead. Danger going 1 lap down here. And he is going to go by. Blackley goes 1 lap down. That'll leave 13 cars on the lead lap of 29 cars in this race. We still have 23 on the racetrack. So there you go. There's your stats. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at the Roval. Got a battle for 15th here. Mullins trying to hold off Jamel Collins for this top 15. Keep an eye on that one. We also have a battle for 5th. Imanto's trying to hold off Nolan Walker. And Ryan File trying to hold off Nick Cooper. So 3 different battles going on as we close out this race. We'll stay up front with Hayden Lowell for now. That cloud of smoke, I think, is from the 91 of Jeremy Scherer. But yeah, I don't think he made any contact. He just dumped some smoke out there. Blake Giglio has been caught by the 71 of Patrick O'Keefe. Oh, the 24 of Collins goes around there right outside the hairpin. That's going to extinguish that battle for 15th. For the lead, obviously no contest, but for 2nd, it could heat up here as we're on the white flag. Hayden Lowell off of turn number whatever it is, like 14, into the final chicane, and he is going to take home the win here at the Charlotte Roval. Let's take a look at the battle for 2nd. Giglio and O'Keefe. O'Keefe, I think, going to be outside of this battle, and he's not going to get there. Let's take a look at the battle for 6th. Montrose going to hold on here, maybe. No, he gets loose off the chicane. Nick Cooper goes around both of them, and he's going to take over 6th. Meanwhile, the battle for 7th still side by side into the final chicane. Down into the final chicane they go. They're bickering over the radio at each other, and no sparks are going to fly there, and Nick Cooper going to take home 6th after all that battling. Wow. Casey Graves going to take home a top 10. Good job to Casey. Only have a few cars yet to cross the line here. Once they do, we'll check in with Hayden Lowell for winning tonight's race. Here come the 52 and the 91 to finish out this race. I'm sorry, 18 and 23 as well. There's the 23. Cross the line, and all cars have crossed. There you go. There's Hayden taking his victory lap. Hayden, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha. You got me in here eventually.
Yeah, man. You really dominated tonight's race. I think you led all but 2 laps out here tonight. So 52 laps led, and it was pretty much all you the whole race. Walk us through it, though.
Yeah, lucky enough, kind of, we're in a spot where I didn't really have to push much. Garrett, not sure what happened to Garrett there coming to finish the first lap, but he kind of wrecked, and I knew that was going to be my biggest competition. And Brad spun by himself and then fell through, so just kind of had to hit my marks all race, and lucky enough, got to put it in victory lane 2 weeks in a row at both at Charlotte. So I don't know if there's a bonus for winning both races at the same track in a season, but either way, 2 wins is a nice change of pace from the start of my season. So I'm quite happy about it.
Definitely, man. Back-to-back wins. It's gonna set you up pretty well, I think, going into Talladega. What are we thinking for next week, especially with the chase involved in that?
We'll have to take a look at the points. Otherwise, I mean, it's probably just going to be play it safe, try not to be in a wreck, and get all the points I can. Try to be really safe for making it in. So, drafting racing, not exactly my forte, not what I'm the greatest at, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully, we can just keep it clean.
Definitely. Got any sponsor shoutouts for the win tonight?
Yeah, Napa Auto Parts, Arc Music, C2X, Madigan Motorsports, Low Drag Esports, as always. You, Lucas, and the Wanted Goons for putting on our Wednesday night Wanted Goons Cup Series. And another special shout out to Kenny Frisbee. He threw together this beautiful Carlisle paint scheme for me. I've run a couple times this year. I'm glad that we got to get it a win and put it in victory lane.
For sure, man. Well, thanks for talking to us. Congrats on the win. We'll see you next week for Dega.
Thank you very much, Lucas.
All right, let's get a word with our third place finisher in the 71. Eventually. I love to make these things difficult for myself. All right. Hey, Patrick, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yes, I do. Hi.
Hey, well, taking home a podium finish tonight. Another good points night for you. Ran strong all race. Just walk us through your night here at the Roval.
Yeah, it wasn't looking too great at first. I cooked my tires in that first stint before the caution. But things kind of worked out in the second half. Took better care of my tires. Had teammate Ronnie behind me, so I knew he wasn't going to be too aggressive. So I was just kind of pacing myself and was able to bring it home a solid P3.
Yeah, definitely nice solid P3 for you. And coming off a good finish, I think, last week at the Oval as well. So looking going.
Wish.
Oh, right. Never mind. I apologize. But going into next week at Dega, you're still sitting really well in points. How are we feeling about that one?
Yeah, I don't know what points exactly look like, but I think there's a chance it could have locked in tonight. So just going to go have fun. The Triple J cars ran well at Daytona, so we're just going to try and repeat that. Hopefully win it this time. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I can definitely confirm if points have been inputted. I don't think there's much that can change. You are fully locked in to the chase. So congratulations on that one. So definitely going into next week, gonna have some fun. But for now, any shout outs for the podium finish tonight?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Ancient World Gaming, all their sponsors, Next Level Racing, Abruzzi, Glitch Energy, Swordog, all those guys, and as well, Jesse, Triple J. I want to say nice job to Ronnie on his best road course finish, and Matthew on his best finish, I think, overall. And thank you for putting on these races. Really enjoy running this league.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you having you here. I appreciate you talking to us, and we'll see you next week for Dega.
Sounds good. See you then.
That was Patrick O'Keefe taking home third. I have been all over the place tonight, so sorry about that. Trying to work on it here, but here we go. Looking at our results, Hayden Lowell taking home the win. Got Blake Giglio taking home second, O'Keefe in third, Holmes fourth, Walker fifth, Cooper 6th, File in 7th, Montrose 8th, Warren 9th, Casey Graves rounding out your top 10. You got Men's in 11th, Stidham 12th, Brantley Bryant 13th, Blackley in 14th, Mullins in 15th, Collins 16th, Peterson 17th, Scherer in 18th, McCombs in 19th, Hayes in 20th, Kenny Frisbee in 21st, Llewellyn 22nd, Wolfenbarger 23rd, Eustace 24th, Greenwell in 25th, Wilson 26th, Owen 27th, Jones in 28th, Trevor Schrago in 29th, and that will be our final finisher in that 29th spot. Thank you all for watching tonight. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the 712 Breaks Gen 4 series. We will be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for that one, so it's going to be exciting. 120 laps at New Hampshire. But for now, that's going to do it for me. I'm Lucas Hoisma. We will see you tomorrow night.